Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to call full board meeting to order. First item on the agenda, Pledge of Allegiance. I bless you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Item number 3, invocation. Commissioner Sauger.
Okay, we bow our heads in prayer to thank God for the many gifts and talents of each commissioner. We thank you for the privilege of serving the fine people of Macomb County. We ask your blessing on our deliberation today. May our decisions be inspired by genuine concern and fairness for those who elected us as their stewards. May your spirit of wisdom be our guiding light. We ask this through Jesus Christ, our brother. Amen.
Amen. Item number 4, adoption of the agenda. Can I have a motion to adopt the agenda? Commissioner Romano, supported by Commissioner Lucido. Any comments on this? No? Please vote. Motion passes. Item number 5, approval of the minutes dated January 17, 2019. Need a motion to approve. Commissioner Hall, supported by Commissioner Sauger. Please vote. Motion passes 13-0. Item number 6, public participation. Any members of the public wishing to speak? You have 5 minutes. Any members of the public wishing to speak? Last time. Seeing no members of the public wishing to speak, we'll close public participation. Item number 7, correspondence from the Office of County Executive. 7A, memo dated 2/6/19, withdrawing the recommendation for the Mound Road turnaround. I need a motion to receive and file that issue. Commissioner Romano, supported by Commissioner Leonetti. Any speakers on this? Hold on one second. You got to get this off my screen. Commissioner Romano, since I saw your hand.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I read the memo dated February the 6th from our executive, and I also heard a letter written by our county commissioner, Mr. Majek, and I also heard Ms. Lane speak. Now, unless my hearing is going bad, and it probably is, that's no doubt about that, from what I understand and from what I saw from Ms. Lane, I think my commissioner was being admonished. And I think he was being admonished for the fact that he was trying to save the county some money and for a very serious project. I didn't know that they were going to have a speaker on it, and that's the only reason I'm speaking now. I think in fairness to Mr. Majek, he wasn't looking to step on anybody's toes. I think he was looking to get together with people so that we can possibly save the county some money and use it for a future reference to the Mound Road project. And I just wanted to put my 2 cents in on that. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Kleinfeld.
Thank you, Chair. I also wanted to clarify something because it was very clear to me when I came in today with all the things I was hearing in the hallway that several people were contacted on the issue. So I just wanted to clarify something. When she said a decision was made, yes, a decision was made by 2 county commissioners and some other people to send a letter. A decision was not made by this body. When Marilyn came up to the hearing of the public, she talked about a process with regard to us approving things. She is 100% correct. This was not an action of the Board of Commissioners. It was an action of a couple of commissioners. So and they have every right to send the letter, and the exec's office has every right to be livid with them for sending the letter. I don't believe we should have all been contacted, or many people been contacted, and a big thing made. It should have been directly to the people involved at the time that it happened, because this was not a board action. And I just wanted to be clear, because she's talking about process and how we're supposed to do things. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Leonetti.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Well, I, for one, will commend the executive in a sense because he's taking it off the agenda for now, and I'll tell you why. I mean, let's take a look at the facts on this matter, all right? And this is how government should work, all right? This is earmarked money from the state of Michigan, so it's not county money. Let's get that clear. It's $300,000 coming from the state, and it's a great project. It's a great project, and there's no doubt the businesses in that area want that bridge so pedestrians can come over and utilize those businesses. No doubt about that. But the problem is, it's only going to be up for a year. Think about that. Now, we've all heard about the bridge to nowhere, all right? This is a bridge for 1 year. And the concern we have, that some of the commissioners had, and I think we all had, and Brian even acknowledged when he was here last time, is when the Mound Road project goes into effect in a year, this bridge, I'm going to call it the 1-year bridge or walkover, is going to be gone.
Commissioner, point of interest, it's a turnaround in between.
Well, yeah.
And then second point of interest is just to be fair, this project will probably not be even laying cement or doing anything for 3 or 4 years minimum. So I'm just correcting the minor details. But go ahead.
The point I want to make is this: we don't want to have $300,000, whether it's our money from the county or state money. It's still tax money, and I'd hate to have it used on something that's going to be paved over by another project. I mean, Commissioner Carabelli talks about his Aju all the time, right? Because he had a problem like this up in Shelby when they did the pavement for the walkway. They did the pavement, then they came along and they tore up everything to do something else, and now they have to do the pavement again. That's what our job is as commissioners, and it's to work with the executive or to whoever to make sure that tax dollars are being spent appropriately. That's the way I do it in my business. That's the way I do it in my house. My wife would kill me if I spent $300,000 to pave my driveway and then tear it out to put some garden in there and then pave it over again. So it's the same thing. So I think rather than pointing fingers at each other and blaming everybody or coming up here and talking about power positions, let's just do the right thing and find out the right way to solve this problem. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Carabelli.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. A lot of comments. I didn't want to say anything on this, but first of all, during public participation, just so everybody was aware that's in the audience, that we're not allowed to communicate back during public participation, so don't think that we're ruder than normal. So with that said, I want to see the driveway that goes into Commissioner Leonetti's house if he's going to spend that kind of money into a driveway. Holy cow, could you imagine what the house looks like? Second thing is, the good news of all this, you got to look, depends how you look at things. The good news is that it was mentioned that this is going to be brought back to us again. So the due diligence of some commissioners, the communication that happened that drove some additional communication, I look at it as all now positive stuff. And the positive stuff is it's going to be brought back to us again. That's all good stuff, so thank you. You know, how we got there may not be the ideal way, but we got there to achieve what everybody was looking for from all different facets. So I look at it as a positive thing. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Hall.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I, as well, look at it as a positive thing. What we have described here, and I don't think it's blame, and I can't even read my own writing, power positions. This is an opportunity to have our roads director, the one with the great suntan back there, come back and answer some questions. When they talk about allocating state money, they earmark it. And if it's not used for that purpose, it's very clear you lose it. And the line, I heard somebody, I think it was Don over there, saying, I know a place we can put that money and take it. There's about 110 representatives up there all saying the same thing. So what happened from a process standpoint, in my opinion, when Rob said he wanted to go get some questions answered, I thought it was going back to Brian, quite frankly. And I did comment at that time, if you recall, the chairman asked for me to explain the process. It's use it or lose it. Now, what we're saying is use it wisely. And I think everybody's in agreement with that. What does that take when you're 2 and 3 years down the road? The local municipality, being a former mayor, is always appreciative to know what's going on in their community as well. Brian's got an obligation to come back and present us with answers of whether or not it's going to be used wisely. But I don't see it as a blame or a power position. I think the term we used in Lansing quite frequently on both sides of the aisle, I always point to Phil when I'm talking Republicans, is lessons learned. We've learned something here. We've learned that communication, whether it's a we, they, if, or the, has impacts on what we're trying to accomplish. So in the positive context, something's going to be resolved. We'll get answers back. I can tell you right now, MDOT's going to say, you don't want it, it's fine by us, we'll take it back. Sterling Heights is going to say, we can't do something as silly as build a roundabout and tear it down in a month or 2 years after built. So what this has done is enlighten an issue for our road guy, I'll call you road guy, to go out and get some answers and bring them back. So for that, I'm thankful. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Commissioner Majek.
Yeah, thank you. The way I would like to see this, I mean, right now it's off the table until the executive's office wants to put it back on the agenda. You know, so it's out of our hands right now, up to the executive's office to do that. Me personally, just speaking for myself, I would love to see this money be incorporated into the larger project. There's something called an encumbrance that most individuals feel that you can do, that MDOT could push this money into the larger project, and it's just to save money, you know. And sometimes it is a power thing, Commissioner Hall, up here. When you have a contract person for the executive's office who's trying to tell me what I can and can't do, I can't make amendments, and I can't ask questions, that's not right, because 10,000 people put all of us voters in our position to do that and to do our job, okay? So that's what's been going on behind the scenes. And in talking with Mayor Taylor, Sterling Heights, and Vanderpool, city manager, they would like to see that done as well. I don't care what letters are sent out and stuff, but they want to see that as large, incorporated into the larger project. So I'm just assuring you that. But it's up to the executive's office where this goes now, and if it gets back on the agenda, it does, and we'll have to deal with it at that time. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Commissioner Brown.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It is a good thing because of Commissioner Majak's action and the board's action by tabling that item, we saved the county some great embarrassment by letting it go forward and have it be accepted to find out have it only be torn down and save the executive's office and all of us embarrassment. So I think that's a positive thing. I'm disappointed to see that they did, in good faith, have call a meeting of the people to figure out, to get the answers to the questions that the board raised. Unfortunately, the executive's office staff person and Director of Roads couldn't make that meeting for some reason. Director probably was ordered not to. I'm not sure about the other person, but, you know, where's the good faith effort? I mean, it's got to take two to tango. They're trying to figure it out. They were called to a meeting. They couldn't make it. They couldn't send someone. I mean, who's trying to help solve the situation, right? So, but it'll work out. But, you know, it's like being in some, you see the quicksand, right? You're in a messy situation. You make it worse the more you yell about it. And all the stuff that's been made about this has made it worse than it need be. It all been handled quietly through a private meeting that they wanted to have, but it wasn't. It got blown out of proportion. Now we're all talking about it. And the media will probably pick up on it too. So I hope everyone's happy and learn from this experience. They should know better by now. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Kraft.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Now, mind you, this isn't even near my district. This is on the other side of the county, but my constituents all pay taxes. I pay taxes, just like Commissioner Leonetti was saying earlier. And Commissioner Majek and I had an issue with the fact that we would put this in, spend the money, and then it would be gone. And all we were asking for was to get some information about whether or not that turnaround was going to stay once the Mount Innovation project was ongoing, continued, finished. And I had asked Brian several questions, and he was very helpful. We were on the phone for, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes one day. And there were some questions that just didn't have answers yet, whether it was, you know, just because of the way this project was, how the stars aligned with the Innovate Mound project and everything. And so we took it a step further. We took it upon ourselves to ask questions to, you know, to the state, because that's where the money was coming from. And, you know, Brian helped out immensely, answered questions the best he could, but we were just asking for a little bit more. And, you know, I would have been 100% behind this project had I known that once this turnaround was put in, it was going to stay more than 2 years, because it would benefit the businesses, it would benefit the people there, not just in Sterling Heights, but in the whole county. So that's where the origination of the letter came from, and that's, I guess, my part of the story. So thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. I don't have any other speakers on this. Please vote. Correct. All right, motion passed 13-0. Item number 8, Government Oversight Committee recommendations. We only have one, the Macomb County Ethics Board appointment of Dory Vasquez Nolan. Need a motion to concur with this recommendation. Commissioner Duge, support by Commissioner Kraft. Please vote. Motion passes 13-0. Item number 7, Health and Human Services Committee recommendation. We have A, B, C, D, E, and F. If anyone would like them in their entirety, I will take that motion. Commissioner Myjack, supported by Commissioner Brown. Any discussion on any of these items? I don't have any speakers on these items, so please vote. Correct. 9A through F. Motion passes 13-0. Item 10, motion to adopt the Records and Public Safety Committee recommendations. We do have an A through an E. Is anybody willing to move these in their entirety?
In their entirety, please move any no votes to the record.
We can't do that, so we'll do that separately. If you want a no vote on there. Okay, so you were making a motion A through E, 10A through E. Do we have a support for that? Commissioner Romano? Anybody have any discussion on any of these items? Seeing no discussion, please vote. Motion passes 13-0. Item number 11, Internal Services Committee recommendations. Need a motion to adopt the Internal Services Committee recommendations. I'll take,
Chair,
yes,
I'd like to move items B, G, H, I, and J as one block.
you would like to make a motion to adopt B, G, H, I, and J?
Correct.
Commissioner Carabelli?
A point of information, Crystal, if you can help me out, we want to make sure that we're taking,
Right, so you're probably going to ask about the Public Works Casella project, I? And that's just going to come from
what letter is that?
I?
So it is coming from the
Yeah, the
reserve?
motion has been changed to come from that non-departmental capital outlay to the capital improvement fund.
Okay. Just to reiterate, I want to make sure that the funds are coming from.
Do you want to discuss I separately, Commissioner Carabelli?
Sure, if we could, please.
I will
Okay.
remove I from my motion.
Great, thank you. We have a motion for
An I for now.
11B, G, H, and J. Anybody wish to second that motion? See you, Commissioner. Take care. Commissioner Lucido. So is there any discussion on 11B, G, H, or J at this moment? I don't see anybody on the list. Please vote. Motion passes 12-0. I need a motion for 11A, agreement with Metro Controls, Weber Controls Supporting Agreement, $43,725. Commissioner Duge.
Make a motion that A, C, D, G, A, C, D, E, and F.
All right, and we'll leave I for Commissioner Carabelli to discuss. So I have a motion for A, C, D, E, and F to be taken as a group. Do I have a second for that? Commissioner Kleinfeld, any discussion on any of these items? I'm guessing not, and I don't see any. Please vote. Motion passes 12-0. We need a motion for, oh, I'm sorry, 11 to 1. Commissioner Drollet voting no. I need a motion for 11I, Budget Amendment Capital Improvement Fund, increase for Public Works Excella Project Cube. Need a motion?
Make a motion.
Commissioner Carabelli for, this is 10I, or 11I, support by Commissioner Brown. Commissioner Carabelli.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The clarification is I want to make sure, not only is it coming out of the capital fund, but I want to make sure it's coming out of the capital contingency line item.
It's all one line item
But-
for all the capital funding.
But when we had taken that money and we had said, okay, this was as until further change contingency, I wanted to debit it from there. I just want to make sure everyone's on the same page. All right, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Any other discussion on this? I don't have any speakers on the queue. All right, seeing none, please vote. Crystal, we don't have anything under 12. Why are we voting to adopt the
Oh, because they just got moved over the day before, so you printed it before.
Motion passes 12 to 0. Item number 12, we need a motion to adopt the Public Services Committee recommendations, which will be the agreement with HNTB that we just passed at the last meeting. Commissioner Kraft, supported by Commissioner Romano. We just discussed this item, so please vote. Motion passes 12 to 0. Item number 13, full board recommendations from January 17th, 2019. 13A, budget amendment for roads, fund balance to capital outlay for vehicle maintenance facility, $1.5 million. Anyone like to make this motion? Commissioner Brown, supported by Commissioner Leonetti. Any discussion on this item? Commissioner Kleinfeld?
Just, it's a full board recommendation. What did we do? Did we?
We tabled
Okay.
it, yep.
Thank you.
Great. No other speakers, please vote. All right, motion passes 12 to 0. Item number 14, resolutions. We have A and B. Would we like to move them in their entirety? Anybody? Commissioner Lucido, support by Commissioner Hall. Any discussion on these? I don't see any. Please vote. Where's our proclamations?
Oh, we have the proclamations?
Do-
Were they supposed
what
to-
are they?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay. Okay, not on mine. Motion passes. I don't know, item number 15, we have some proclamations. I need a motion to adopt them.
What are they?
I'll explain.
I don't know, we're going to look right now.
I'll explain.
Oh, I'm sorry, they're on your screen.
This, Commissioners, this came to me late in the ceremony in which they want to honor them is before our next full board. So I got the information as soon as I could to the offices because it was a request out of their fire department.
Great. So we have a motion, do we have a motion for 15A, B, and C?
Yes.
Commissioner Kleinfeld, Commissioner Lucido.
Can you pronounce A's name?
Sezniak. Yeah, Sezniak. That sounds good. He's not here to argue with me. All right, motion passes 12 to 0. Correspondence, county news release, community action at Michigan State University to Show Me the Money Days. Motion to receive and file. Commissioner Myjack, supported by Commissioner Drollet. Please vote.
Show him the money. Let him prove something.
Item 17, motion passes. Item 17, any new business by any commissioners? I think we've, Commissioner Kraft. Oh,
Thank you, Mr.
Yes.
Chair. I have two things. First, I would like to seek a motion to receive and file the two letters from Mayor Mike Taylor and Representative Diana Farrington, just as a receive and file.
We'd have to suspend the rules to do this tonight. We'd have to change the agenda.
Yep.
I move that we suspend the rules to do that for the commissioner.
Support.
Need a vote to suspend the
It's a
rules
vote to suspend the rules on,
on the agenda.
any discussion on,
On the suspension.
yes, on the
On the
suspension?
suspension.
You're all suspended. All right, please vote.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Oh,
Now, should I make my
Rob,
motion?
I mean, are we there
receive-
yet? Hold on a second.
Mike, are we good?
Hold on one sec, we're not good yet.
I know, I threw you a curveball,
All
I'm
right,
sorry.
motion passes 12-0 to suspend the rules. Would you like to make a motion, Commissioner Kraft?
I would like to make a motion to receive and file the letters from Mayor Mike Taylor and Representative Farrington.
Uh,
What's that?
Yes, would you like to include your,
And
the,
the memo from Commissioner Myjack and myself.
okay. We have a motion and a support from Commissioner Haw? All right. Please vote.
In your drawer.
Motion passes 12-0.
Thank you,
Any
Mr.
other-
Chair.
Oh, you have
sec-
two? Okay, go.
This is, I guess thirdly, I want to thank the commissioners for all your condolences and kind words for me and my family. It's been a tough week for myself. My grandpa passed away on Saturday. We had the visitation and the funeral Tuesday and Wednesday, so I wasn't even planning to come today, but here I am. He probably would have wanted me here. So I want to thank Chairman Smith for showing up and all of you for the texts and phone calls and messages. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Any fourth?
I'm done.
Okay. Commissioner Kleinfeld.
Okay, just in anticipation of February 20th's meeting, I've been talking to some auditors, and our attorney is not in town. I'm hoping to meet with him next week, just so we kind of know what we're doing as we head into that. So I've been sent, and I just got it today, a sample RFP for a forensic out of another city. So I'm going to be, I'll put that in the packet, or we'll get it to all the commissioners just to take a look at, so that when, you come on the 20th, you have some idea maybe what we were looking at if we're going to do anything. And I'll be talking to the attorney about process. I'm hoping to get some information on that, and I just wanted to let you guys know that. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other commissioners with new business? Seeing none, we need item number 18. Sorry, I'm jumping the gun. Any members of the public wishing to speak? Any members of the public wishing to speak? Any members of the public wishing to speak? Seeing none, we'll close public participation. Need a motion, Commissioner Drolet, supported by Commissioner Douget. Please vote. No, no, no.
Okay, so.